in this tie between India and Malaysia. Next on court is probably the match that is so intriguing in so many ways. Srikanth Kidambi, the current world number 4, against Chong Wei, the former world number 1, returning to international badminton after his 8-month suspension for a doping violation. Well, Chong Wei played yesterday against Korea. It was a little bit of a surprise selection yesterday for Korea because they played Lee Dong-kyung, who is the 2nd ranked. I correct myself, he's the 3rd ranked Korean men's singles player. Their 2nd ranked player, of course, is an independent player, and I'm not sure whether he was available for the Sudirman Cup campaign or not. But here come the players onto courts, led out by Srikanth Kidambi. A roar from the fans here in Dongguan at the sight of Chong Wei. Hugely popular player all over the globe. So Jeetan Bhatt from Australia are our umpire for this. The toss of the coin. Now, who won that toss, Steve? One of them chose ends. Do you know which one it was?
No, I didn't hear.
No. What you and I were discussing yesterday, we've discussed it many times, don't know why every player that wins the toss doesn't choose ends, because even in a hall with almost perfect playing conditions, there's going to be a very slight variation. So I suppose it's a question of whether you want to start what you perceive is the good end, or if the possibility of going to 3 games, you want to finish what you believe is the good end. But anyway, the men's singles at 1-1 in the overall tie. This obviously very important, with a player that has been established for so long, this man, the 32-year-old Chong Wei. 46 in the world ranking, down 1 place, but he does only have 3 tournaments towards that world ranking, and as you can see, his year win-loss record, well, he's been serving an 8-month suspension, and that's why he hasn't played, and he's got so few tournaments towards his world ranking. In contrast, Srikanth Kidambi in the last 12 months has gone from a top 50 player, 47 in the world ranking, to be number 4. This, in fact, not only his career high, but his 13th consecutive week as world number 4. Now, I've just given you duff information. It isn't consecutive week, it's 2 periods he's had as world number 4. But that will be delightful if you're a Malaysian fan. But if you're an Indian fan, I'm not sure I'd pay too much attention to that, because I think since that last meeting, almost exactly a year ago, in the Thomas Cup group stage, I think Srikanth Kidambi has improved out of all recognition. The 22-year-old Srikanth from Guntur in India, in Andhra Pradesh state. Can you remember a men's singles player, Steen, who's had such a meteoric rise up the world ranking in such a short period of time?
Thank you, players.
Lin Dan, perhaps? I'm
No,
not sure.
yeah,
but he's had some chances.
Yeah.
But not from a constant. He's been up and down because he was out of some tournaments and so on, but that's not the same.
No.
Srikanth has developed immensely during the last 1.5 years.
Yeah. Well, we thought Chong Wei was looking pretty sharp yesterday. He was 10-11 down in the opening game and then proceeded to win 11 of the next 12 points, closing out the opening game 21-12.
On my right, Malaysia, represented by Chong Wei. And on my left, India, represented by Srikanth Kidambi. India to serve. Love all. Play.
男子双打由曹善凯、斯拉辛格对阵格雷库、马德达鲁尼。裁判员施罗德、德普。发球裁判员。
It's over. 1 love.
The fourth match on the top four will be men's doubles between Australia and Italy. Matthew Trout, Srasingher against Greco, Netherlands. Umpire, through the Germany. Service time, Lisa, China.
Service over. 1 all.
It's gone wide. Steen, I just want to push you a little bit further on what you've just said about Srikanth Kidambi improving so immensely over the last 18 months or so, and especially in world ranking terms over the last year. What has made the difference? In what department has he suddenly gone from 47 to number 4?
In the defense.
Okay.
He's improved his defense a lot. I saw him approximately 1.5 years ago, and his attack was really, really good, but his defense was lacking big time. I think he's got his defense working for him. His you could also say his basic game is become better, so he doesn't have to attack all the time, and that was pretty much the way he played almost 2 years ago. So he sort of creates more chances for himself. He's not so dependent on his attack as I think he was at that time.
So the improvement in defence is not because he wants to be a defensive player, it's to keep him in the rallies when necessary, and give himself a breather so that he's not all-out attack every time he's hitting the shuttle. Yeah.
2 years ago, when he was not attacking, when he was playing the backcourt, the clever thing to do was just to play downwards against him, because then there would be loose shots coming back at you, and those shots are not so loose anymore, so you won't get the initiative as easy as before, and he will give himself more opportunities, and that means he doesn't have to take them when they occur the first time. He can play a more patient game.
Service over. 3-5.
Well, of course, the absence of Chong Wei from World Badminton did present an opportunity for other players. And when you look at the Super Series, the elite tier of tournament in World Badminton, last eight Super Series men's singles titles going to 8 different players from 7 different nations. Now that's great for World Badminton. For Chong Wei fans, not so great that he wasn't able to participate, but for World Badminton and to really ignite this men's singles discipline on a monthly basis with all our elite tier of tournaments, it's been a wonderful opportunity, and Srikanth is one of the players who's grabbed that opportunity.
And I mean, that is so valuable to know that you won a Super Series tournament. And had Chong Wei been around, some of those 7 could not have yet written Super Series winner on their business card.
5-all.
Do you hear that? The fans. Chong Wei. Well, I thought when he came onto court yesterday, I thought that the cobwebs would need to be brushed away. There's an awfully big difference between being physically fit and being match fit. And when he was 10-11 down in that opening game, and I thought, yeah, he is a bit rusty. But the way he played from that mid-game interval, winning 11 of the next 12 points, was simply phenomenal.
Yeah.
7-5.
So I think we'll have a chance to see it if Malaysia gets to meet China, where he can meet one of the two players that are at the same tier as he is.
Yeah.
There's some players aspiring to go there, whereas one of them is Srikanth, Kento Momota,
7.
Jano Jorgensen, someone Hope, perhaps the other ones aspiring. They must be some of the Super Series winners you were talking about, Jill.
Yeah.
The last 2 or 3, I haven't really got them. Chen Long, Lindan,
Chao Tian Chen.
Xiao Chen Chen from Chinese Taipei.
Yep.
So I think here, that's well played.
7-all.
I think here one of the problems for Srikanth is that he has to sort of wait a little bit too long for the right opportunity to attack. If he doesn't wait for the right occasion, then Chong Wei will be in perfect balance. This one was successful.
8-7.
Well, I did think when Lee Chong Wei was playing yesterday, I've always struggled to actually identify really a weakness with him technically in his style of play. But I thought where he was struggling a little bit was the timing of his defence.
Yeah.
There was a number of occasions where he seemed to be there but didn't time the shot properly.
Yeah. I think that perhaps, I think he's the most aggressive player, Srikanth, and he's so strong in his smashes, so it's really good practice for Lee Chong Wei to play this match.
Yeah.
Service over. 8-all.
Oh, service fault called. Racket not pointing in a downward direction.
9-8.
I don't agree.
No.
This is one of the situations, this is one of the service rules that are really, really hard to judge by the human eye. We have the opportunity of watching it in replay, and I would even like to see it frame by frame. It's just the movement the racket has after it hits the shuttle, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Service over. 9-10.
Well, had that net shot from Srikanth Kidambi gone over, I'm not sure Lee Chong Wei was in a position to have returned it.
All.
Yeah, it's well judged. So on a run of 3 straight points, Lee Chong Wei goes to the mid-game interval with the advantage. Hendrawan and Morton Frost.
Lob 1 kali, 2 kali, lepas itu turun, mungkin dia boleh tambah ke tengah, ke center, ke sekali. Because lob ke satu.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Thank you, player.
No, that was very interesting that Morton Frost just leaving the vast majority of the instruction and coaching duties to Hindra
11-10.
They probably had a chance to talk on the chair and perhaps feel that it's going pretty much as planned.
12-10.
Well, it was 11-10 yesterday, Jill. It's going to be interesting to see if the same thing happens today.
Yeah.
13-10.
Well, this is actually a run of 5 straight points, isn't it? 8-10 down, Chong Wei, 13-10 up. Oh, good net shot. Forces the short lift. He guessed the right way. That's good, isn't it?
So it's over. 11-14.
Look, Lee Chong Wei has to guess. He guesses the right way, but how quick was...
Excellent follow-up.
Yeah.
And there's so much difference when you see a true attacking player following up after a smash and a player who's got a more sort of patient playing style. The shots from the front court
It's over.
much more developed for the attacking player.
Oh,
Oi,
my
oi.
goodness.
They've got some slippery shoes there in the Indian camp. Sumit Reddy tripping
16-11.
a number of times in the men's doubles, and I don't know if it was the floor or the deception.
No,
It was the
just
deception.
deception, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, the slip was after he'd been sent the wrong way. Well, until that error from Lee Chong Wei, he had
16.
1/8 of the last 9 points.
And Srikanth has difficulties creating attacking opportunities for himself.
Mm.
Two mistakes in a row.
13-16. Shuttle.
Great play there by Lee Chong Wei. Keeps the shuttle downwards,
13.
puts it below the net court.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's just not, that's ridiculous. Well, having got back the impossible shots,
14-17.
well, he seemed rather casual. Look at this, how on earth did he get that back? Get it out so perfectly, then he just wanders back to play the backhand.
Miss again.
15-17.
Well.
16-17.
It's a good lift, isn't it? Oh, look at that defence.
Oh, that's a good call by Lee Chong Wei.
Well, to make that split-second judgment, to just get out of the way of this smash and let it go long. Oh, there's quick thinking, isn't it? Great awareness. Course attendant needed to come on and mop up the perspiration. Never let another one go long. Cool as you like.
19-16.
Yeah, just sways the body out of the way. That's going to go long on the back line. So, having thought that just a moment ago he was under pressure at 16-17, now has 4 game point opportunities.
The fourth match of top 5 will be women's singles between Singapore and Canada. Yang Xiaoyi against Michelle Lee.
Yeah. Well, we were alluding to it a little earlier. What separates contenders, the champions, from the contenders, and it's playing these pressure points so well. Ooh, could have got very nervous for Lee Chong Wei at 16-17.
Yeah. I can't really decide what my opinion of this game was. At some point it looked really easy for Chong Wei, and then suddenly he seemed quite uncertain at a number of points. But I think I mostly tend to this that he feels that he won it quite easy, didn't really use a lot of energy, even though he was on the more difficult side. But some strange mistakes.
Yeah. But is that not just that difference that I've been referring to with match fitness and physical fitness?
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
What's Morten Frost's Bahasa like? Because it seemed to me as if he was just nodding approval with what Hendrewin was saying, but I'm not sure if he knew what Hendrewin was saying.
I've been thinking about this, the 2 matches that we've seen in Malaysia. I mean, it's always the other coach starting to say something, mostly in Bahasa, and then Morten adds up. But who knows if he adds anything or if he just repeats the same that the other coaches already said. It could be really interesting to know both English and Bahasa.
Oh, that's lovely. That's landed on the line.
1 love.
It could also be that if he's got a little bit more calm style, Chong Wei working on using his speed in a positive way and so on. So that could be sort of challenging for him, that he plays sometimes very calm and patient, and then suddenly there's an attacking chance, and then he has to change that into an attacking situation instead of playing quite quickly all the time.
Yeah. And of course the master of doing that is the Olympic champion Lin Dan. And the injection of pace for 5 or 6 rallies, and then quite
Just
calm for 3 rallies, and
just sort of playing to a draw for 5-6 rallies, and then taking 2 points, then playing for a draw for another 6 rallies. But I think actually sometimes we've seen, or in this first game we've seen Chong Wei winning quite easy points. This is not easy, but he's not using a lot of energy.
oh, I thought that was going wide. That certainly has.
Yeah. And often when I see Lin Dan playing other players, I see Lin Dan mostly standing in the middle or around the middle of the court, taking 1 step in each direction, and the other players are sort of all over the court. And I think I see some similarities here, that Chong Wei is sort of always in good position, never out of balance, unless of course he's under real pressure by the opponent's good shots.
Oh, he's missed it. It's called wide.
Service over. 1-4.
Yep, good call line, judge.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
It was only within the last few centimeters that
Service
drifted
over.
wide.
5-1. Service over. 2-5. Shuttle.
Oh, good control at the net. Missed it.
Look how many easy points. We thought about him making easy mistakes, but he's also getting a lot of easy points, Chong Wei.
Yeah. But isn't that part of what Chong Wei does to opponents? I mean, a statistician may sit off the court here and say, that's another unforced error, that last shot wide.
Exactly.
But as an opponent of Lee Chong Wei, you know that unless you find the line, unless you hit the perfect shot, you're not going to win the rally.
Yeah.
And you can't rely on Lee Chong Wei making errors. So you have to keep going for the perfect shot as he did there. And inevitably there will be one or two errors. But in my opinion, they're not unforced. They've been forced by the quality of Lee Chong Wei.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Jill, and that's why these statistics about unforced errors, they're in my opinion not very useful in badminton, because they are forced psychologically.
Yeah.
We've seen on a number of occasions, we've seen Srikanth fire away smashes that would be absolutely beautiful shots against almost anybody else, but Lee Chong Wei gets it back.
Yeah.
And he gets it back with quality.
Yeah.
This one was not with quality, but if it's over, then it's just changed the momentum of the rally. Instead of being in the defense, he's changed it, so he's probably in the offense, but minimum 50-50 to win it.
Oh, that's landed well in.
6, 7.
双打由马克斯瓦蒂、波利对阵奥利弗、史密斯。裁判员奥克斯、荷兰。
Well done by Srikanth, staying in it here in the second game.
The fourth match of round 2 will be women's doubles between Indonesia and England. Nitya Malaysia against Oliver Smith. Umpire Cox, Netherlands. Service judge Sweden, Austria.
That's great judgment, isn't it?
Service over. 8, 6.
I do like the way that Srikanth has used the body smash today against Lee Chong Wei. Saw it in that last rally. Yeah, that's super too.
Service over. 7, 8.
And that's a loose clear from Chong Wei. A little bit too short.
It's your choice. Yeah.
Well, Lee Chong Wei wanted the shuttle change. Srikanth was happy to do so, but the umpire said no.
I think he actually said it's your choice.
Ah, right, okay, I do beg his pardon. I misheard. Sorry. It's gone wide.
Service over. 9, 7.
Yep, definitely wide. Good call, line judge. Missed it.
Ten, 7.
I think he has to accept, Srikanth, that it's simply harder to get the right opening against Lee Chong Wei than on any other player.
More so than against Lindan?
that's a difficult question because Lin Dan comes in so many different editions at the moment. But I think when he's in the best of shape, it's probably
11-7.
much the same.
Yeah. No, because I immediately, it sprang to mind because, of course, Srikanth winning the China Open
Yeah.
at the end of last year, beating Lin Dan in the final. And, you know, so that was my thought process.
Yeah. I'm not sure Lin Dan was totally at his best at that tournament. He
Well,
was still good, but there were rumors about some injuries, and
yeah.
it's always hard to tell because when you're not really close to the players, you don't really know. Sometimes you think that players are a little bit off form. Well, they might be off form, but it also might be just be the other players playing well.
Yeah. Well, as I've openly suggested in the past, I thought that when Lin Dan came back about a year ago, he had had not many tournaments in the year prior to that. I thought that too many players were playing against the reputation rather than the man on court. And
11-7.
I thought that Srikanth showed the rest of the world, men's singles players, look, this man can be beaten. And I thought it was absolutely tremendous what Srikanth did and gave other players belief. I'm watching this match today, and because of your comment that it's more difficult to get the opportunity against Lee Chong Wei than any other player, and it immediately went through my mind not only the Lin Dan scenario, but is Srikanth giving Lee Chong Wei too much respect here? Lee Chong Wei is more of a consistent player. It is more difficult
But
to get.
I think actually that Lee Chong Wei has been practicing quite a bit during his 8-month ban. And
That's the second service fault. The racket not pointing in a downward direction.
That's a wrong call in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's coming up after he hits the shuttle.
Yeah.
It's just really, really hard to see. And I also think that the break in some ways have benefited him. He's free of any strappings and tapings, and
Yeah.
I think he's as good as new. But there's some problems with the smash.
13.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the timing or what it is. He's hit 2 or 3 smashes in the middle of the net.
Mm.
Play. Ten, 13. Double.
Well, it's very rare in men's singles that you actually see players disagreeing about whether to change the shuttle or not.
Yeah, yeah.
They all have so much respect for each other,
In
want
my
to change it.
In my opinion,
Yep.
I mean, why not change the shuttle? I mean, you still get another good shuttle.
Yeah.
And if you feel that you have an advantage...
Oh!
Why?
My goodness me. Look at that cross-court net shot.
11,
How on
13.
earth did he get that back, Srikanth? That has got to be the play of the day. My goodness me.
It's over. 14, 11. 16-11.
Missed it.
I've been thinking about this. We discussed with Lin Dan and Lee Chong Wei, and the interesting thing to see is if has Lee Chong Wei lost some of his speed, because I'm pretty sure Lin Dan has lost the top of his speed compared to the Olympics in 2008 and so on. He's still very, very quick, but he was almost unhuman in 2008.
Yeah, I concur.
So I don't think Chong Wei has lost it. I just think that he's chosen not to use it over and over and over again. He only uses it when he needs to.
Okay, thank you. Shut up.
Oh my goodness.
13-17.
It was the disguise on the reverse slide straight drop that set up the point.
It's over. 18,
This one.
13.
I absolutely see the point you've been making about this little spells of intensity and then not quite so intense for a few rallies. We're seeing it again here. Now, of course, he didn't mean to make that error, but he is definitely playing in little phases now, Lee Chong Wei. Let's go wide. Yeah. So match point opportunities for Lee Chong Wei.
Match point 14. Service over. 15-20.
It's wide. Second opportunity is converted by Malaysia's Lee Chong Wei. 21-16, 21-15. over the current world number 4, Srikanth Kidambi.
Match won by Malaysia, 21-16, 21-15.
39 minutes needed for that victory. Well, it was 45 minutes his match yesterday against Lee Dong Kwon. And I think the number perhaps of the easy points that Steen Peterson identified perhaps why the match was a little quicker today. So the victory secure for Lee Chong Wei in the men's singles in this Sudirman Cup tie, and that means that Malaysia have a 2-1 advantage in the overall contest against India. Their confirmation, well, match clock ticks over to the 40 minutes, but the scoreline is still the same, 21-16, 21-15.